Like I mentioned earlier, I was born and raised in Canada, but many of us youngsters and youths like me face discrimination and bias in one way or another. You, as a young immigrant arriving into Canada a long time ago, how were you able to overcome this negativity and bias? And how might have you have you faced it in your personal life?
Okay, thanks for the question, and I would wish you all the best with your leadership. And I think it's very important to learn that at a very young age, like yourselves, so that you can go out and become and make a mark on the society in a positive way. So in regards to your question, in fact, I tackled this at the latter part of the book, and the book isn't just about me being in prison and then coming to Canada and making a decent living for myself, but it's also about lessons learned and applying that in society and really looking at things from a different set of eyes. And I think the trouble that I see today in whether it's mainstream media or in classrooms like yourselves, especially in universities, the indoctrination of young minds to say that there is all these awful people in Canada that keeping people of color down. And I really resent that sort of view. I'm not suggesting there aren't discrimination. I'm not suggesting there aren't racist people. I'm suggesting that they will always be there. Is Canada today better than 100 years ago? Absolutely. Can it be better than today, 100 years from now? Absolutely. Because I'm really not sure what kind of discrimination people are facing in Canada. But because I came from where I came from, I have a different context to what real oppression is, which I have experienced real bigotry, racism, and oppression in Sri Lanka. While there's still much work to be done to end inequality, I should say, in Canada and the world, we should celebrate this country and Western societies for building a system of laws that can defend and advocate for equal treatment of minorities. Look, I know Canada has colonial history, and the human history is a horrible story. We as humans are tribalistic. And if you look at throughout the history, it's part of our anthropology to conquer weaker societies. And that's true everywhere. Tamils did that in the ancient times with Raja Cholan, went eastward and conquered countries. And so it is part of who we are. And you can legislate morality. But what you can do is that whenever you see discrimination, speak up against it. That's the right moral thing to do, and it is consistent with our democratic ideals. But the discrimination claim in Canada is, to me, I find, I'm not saying you, but generally, is a crutch and excuse for individuals' inability. And then politicians and media establishments feed that I am the victim narrative, which I find it appalling and unconscionable. Here I am, a Tamil who didn't know how to speak Tamil English, who didn't understand how the system operated. Yeah, I experienced people saying dumb things to me, maybe racist things to me, which I am actually highlighting in the book, the situations I put into. But I traveled across Canada. I know every single town in Western Canada. Western Canada considered to be, racist, but I have some great friends, great clients. Like I said, Canada isn't perfect, nor is terrible. So when you get out there in the real world, sometimes you will have to deal with mean, difficult, unreasonable people, and some may be racist too. But it doesn't fundamentally make a huge impact on the ability to make a difference and make a positive impact in this world. So the way I overcome these kind of stuff is that I don't really care about these comments because comments, yeah, you hurt your feeling a little bit. So I would say grow a thick skin and laugh it off. And because there's no law that currently exists in the Canadian law books that is discriminatory in nature, right? All those things are gone. Like, you and I are not asked to sit on the back of the bus. We are not asked to drink from a different fountain. So humanity has no better path forward to accept this with humility, that some humans are horrible people, and no matter what kind of law you have, they're going to say dumb things. So, but if you said you're a victim, then you will get sympathy from other people, and that much is for certain. But sympathy never solved an issue. If my habit was about me being a victim, then I will remain as one. And I could tell you that 100% it is true. I learned early on that solving my problems was my responsibility. It's not government's, it's not somebody else's. They can only create an environment where we can all have a level playing field, and we should strive for that. And I've said this before, which gets me in trouble sometimes. I have said this in the book as well. Always lower the barrier, not the bar, because meritocracy still matters. But at the same time, you can't transfer your trauma to others. I cannot go out and take it out on people because I was in prison. That is none of their business. It's mine to figure out how to solve my own issues. Because the world owed me nothing except freedom and choice. That's the only thing everybody deserved to get. To be a free human, to have choice. When you have freedom, the outcome will necessarily be different. So I will be rewarded for the good choices I make, and I'll be penalized for the bad ones. That's the price of freedom. And I learned that very quickly when I had freedom, when I landed here on April 18th, 1988. See, I can't control the outcome, but I'm 100% in control of the effort. So I have this habit: before I blame other people, I go in front of the nearest mirror and ask myself, what could I have done to change the outcome? I can tell you that there's no shadowy, faceless white man is trying to keep us down in life. Don't fall for that narrative. And I'm begging you, because that will get you into the victim mentality, which will eventually lead to not much success in life. In the end, it is you that is responsible for your own life. As I said, there are people out there, mean, difficult people you'll have to deal with, but it doesn't fundamentally change what you as an individual can do, achieve, and contribute before you check out from this planet.